Right, guys, so we have got some TDW news, specifically some back in time related news. Hello, by the way, my name is Kurt, and if you are exclusively someone who follows TDW and doesn't normally follow us on the podcast, I'm part of the Talks with Dogs podcast crew, but more specifically part of the board of directors at TDW. I am joined by another member of the board, and I guess we can call him the chairman. Although I really don't want the ego to go to his head too much here, but Ryan is with me at the moment.
No, because the issue you have with that, when you call me the chairman, everyone in the wrestling sense will think of one man. And at the moment,
Tony Khan, got it.
I hope so. At the moment, that is the greater option of the two. So yeah, okay, but yeah, updates because we've been kind of masking. Obviously, we've been promoting the matches we've put together, apart from one that was set up at the very beginning of the plans for Back in Time. Okay.
So, if you watched our first show, Never Say Die, there were a couple of highlights. I mean, arguably the whole show was a highlight, but
Absolutely.
we kicked off Never Say Die with a great tag match featuring the Strong Dads and the Kings of the Ring. Really set the tone for everything. And then one of those Strong Dads even had a second match throughout the show, which is fun enough where you come in, Bri. Answering
RJ.
a certain open challenge. And, well, we also had another tag team that really dominated the show as well. They came up to interrupt the GMs midway through the show, took a little bit of umbrage to certain things, and they then wrestled in the main event against the debuting Pond Bros, AJ Slambino, first time in the UK, Goonie Dad, now known as Old School Paul over in the NFW, doing his live crowd debut. Didn't so much go their way, and they weren't too keen about it, so some conversations were had. And we basically ended up with two of our best tag teams in the ring together in the form of the Strong Dads and the Showtime Darlings. Now, we have got some updates in relation to that. In fact, we're joined by a couple of those names today. Firstly, Ryan's opponent from Never Say Die.
Do you have to bring it up? Is it because you want to try and spark some kind of heat? Because I knew you were going to do that again. You've already mentioned it. You've mentioned it again. We're cool. We've said we're fine. Okay. We had a good contest. Please bring the man in. And there's no heat. No heat from me.
Oh, no heat at all. I mean, let's be honest. It was a great match. You know, everyone's said as much there, and we knew we were cool anyway, because for anyone who watches the or listens to the Talks with Dorks podcast, we were cool from the moment we found out this guy was a Doctor Who nerd as well. But
he's literally become an honorary member, and this is my careful. We don't want to show favouritism in any sense. So let's just say the man's name. Bring him in.
It's
RJ Singh.
Yes.
Got there first. RJ, welcome back. Again.
Good to be back. Good to be back here. It feels like home now. Feels like home. We've done so many episodes now together. Doctor Who, Hulk Hogan, and of course, you know, I'm here, Mr. Double Duty, on the first show. And kind of waiting to find out what happens next, because we've had a few hiccups, a few bumps in the road, which I'm sure you guys want to talk about. So we're kind of here to find out what we're going to do for our next show.
Well, let's put it this way. There's a reason why RJ's joining us on his own at the moment. Well, he's technically not on his own, because we do have someone else who's joining us. So I'll introduce him in just a second. He's probably already livid that I've not made him top billing.
I can literally see him on my camera, and the showman he is, and he's only second time on the podcast. I know he's a showman. He's dying to get involved in the show, because that's what he does. But again, you were saying, Kurt.
Well, there's a reason RJ's on his own today, so we might as well mention that very briefly now, and that is Sunset Skip, the other half of the Strong Dads. Now, he is still hoping to be present at Back in Time. However, it is very unlikely he's going to be able to step into the ring because...
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and if he does step into the ring, it's going to be with one foot, because Sunset Skip has just had to undergo surgery. If you follow Sunset Skip, you will have noticed as well, after a heinous attack on the ankle, where had his ankle sandwiched between a chair, and had to have surgery after the fact. He's on recovery, but it's very unlikely he's going to be medically cleared in time for the show. So that leaves us with something to think about when it comes to that tag team match. And speaking of that, might as well bring in one of the other moving parts from that tag team match, and that being Showtime, Mr. Dexter. Finally.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back.
Finally, you brought me on the show. Finally. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Listen, we know last time when we got your message that you were a little bit upset with things that happened higher up. We'll talk about that. I'm looking forward to talking about that.
My
Actually.
agent was ringing your landlords and lawyers all through and through, weren't they?
Yeah,
Making sure that we got our justice for the protection of the show.
We got all those phone calls. Could he have done it without doing reverse charges? Would have been great. But
Do they still? Is there still a thing called reverse charges? I mean, but
I don't have a
Dexter.
landline. I don't know.
Mr. Dexter, again, there's been some underlying issues that we've had. We are going to talk about this. We're going to air this out, obviously, officially. I mean, we met at the show, but this is the first time we've got to sit down properly. So we'll listen to anything. That's what we do. We want to be a successful company, so we would like to listen to all of our talents' issues. We'll get there. But obviously, again, you are alone, and you are the man to probably explain where the other half of your show has gone.
Well, indeed, here's the news. My fellow partner David, my darling, is taking the center stage somewhere else. So he is smashing it and slamming it on a center stage of his own. But don't worry, darlings. You still got me, your favorite showman, Mr. Dexter.
And how lucky we are.
Yes.
This is going to be fun. Okay. It's great to have you here. Do you know what? Let's cut to that part. Obviously, we know that we have an issue that we don't have Skip. Skip is out. Skip is injured. He's going to be out for a while. Like he said, he still wants to be at the show, but he cannot be involved in that sense. David is unable to make it. The Showtime Darlings have kind of, in a sense, the show has gone its separate ways. Both are now looking to go solo as a solo act, which, many acts have gone that way and been very successful. So let's see what happens here.
I think they call it in showbiz a conscious uncoupling. But
very good. I like that.
But yeah, I mean, this leaves us in. RJ said it himself, a hiccup earlier on, but weirdly, in some ways, from a management perspective, I don't know about you, Ryan, I've got thoughts, but I've got one thought that's definitely prevailing here.
Okay.
And, well...
No, okay, I know there is a thought there, but I didn't want to
say.
I kind of want to speak to Mr. Dexter about the issues, because there were thoughts. Mr. Dexter, the last show, there was a problem with our general managers, okay? That's why me and Kurt wanted to be the ones that come and spoke to you, because, we've got general managers. I think as well as us, we were caught up, and you'll appreciate this, in the show, and didn't see their involvement, the stunners, then the pin, as being anything more than an entertaining show. And then when we heard your grievances, I kind of went through the thought process of, should look at this as a board of directors, and a sense of, yes, that could be conceived as our general managers maybe getting a little bit too involved. So
too involved? Oh, they were definitely involved. I mean, they literally changed the course of the match. If you watch that footage carefully, get your VAR out or anything you want to get out of that. Just watch it. You can see me and David were almost close to winning. We were fingertips away. If it wasn't for those scoundrels.
And again, he's got a point. I do have to say, like, stepping away from the spectacle of the show from a management perspective, he does have a point. And again, I can understand from the management perspective of the the GMs, again, arguably overstepped the mark. I don't think there's even any arguably about it. Like I said, they did influence the decision of the match.
Yes.
I can understand why. And Dexter, you might not like me saying it. You and David put your hands on them before the match even started. There's a reason they introduced themselves as enforcer and referee in the first place. Don't think we didn't see the feigned injury as well. That there was more than a tiny bit of chicanery on yours and David's part as well. But it
Fake
doesn't change
injury.
the
That was
fact.
superb acting. That was.
Doesn't change the fact that yes, although understandable why they felt the need to dish out a bit of repercussion, they did it in a way that ultimately led to the end of the match. So, in spite of everything I said, again, standing back objectively, you do have a point, you do have a genuine grievance, and we'd be remiss in our duties if we didn't acknowledge that.
So what is it then? What is it? Give me what I deserve. Give me what I want. Give me what I deserve then. Come on, let's hear it. Let's hear it out then.
Okay, but I think what you want. I listen. You're a showman. You understand the show, right? The show. When you first get in the show, you have to learn your craft. You have to own your craft. Then you put your craft to work, and then you need to get to a level. Yeah. Do you remember like what I'm going to point out here is I think what we're all thinking that this was a tag match. There are two left that are able to compete on October 26th, and we're going to ask the other man in a second. And I know I can see him. He's dying to have an opinion on this. You want this to be a singles, don't you?
Me wants a singles match? Ooh, there's so much to choose. I mean, RJ Singh, I know he is dying to get back into that ring. I know that for sure, regardless if his partner can make it. And you guys do want to give me that match, and you know you should, otherwise, I'll call my agents and lawyers and I'll sue the show out of it. I will. So give me what I want. No, 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 no. What I want, what I deserve. And that is a match against RJ Singh. And you know what, RJ? I know I see something shiny from the last show. Oh yes, indeed. I remember you were champion. And didn't you defend your belt against a wannabe performer? The host, Ryan? Just because you're best buddies and you think you deserve a shot? Well, what an easy road out for you, wasn't it, RJ? You know, an easy match for you. No wonder you wanted double duty. You just want double the pay. You did. Now, how about you face a main eventer? How about you face a guy who is champions worthy? So how about you put your title on the line against the shows of shows, Mr. Dexter? How about it, buddy? Does that sound like a deal with the devil you want?
RJ?
Okay, so I'm guessing we're talking about the Pro Wrestling East Men's Championship, and
Oh,
if we're going to talk about the Pro Wrestling East Men's Championship, then you see, I've always got my buddy right here close to my heart. You see now, I was Mr. Double Duty. Okay, I went out, I had a tag match. Me and Sunset Skip, the Strong Dads, we beat the Kings of the Ring. And then I wasn't done for the evening because me and my old friend Ryan, we went 1-on-1. And that was no picnic. Okay. But I am 2 for 2. Okay. And one thing I promised myself, one thing I promised Pro Wrestling East, that whenever the opportunity came up for me to defend this championship, then I would be a fighting champion because no one calls me out, considers me a kind of a coward, because if you want a match against RJ Singh, you just show me where I have to sign.
oh,
Okay. Okay. So it now seems to cover because there is an underlying point I'm going to bring up in a second about the wannabe performer. See, I'm biased. I've been listening to your problems, but just remember, not a wannabe. I was a retired. An opportunity came in front of me that if you was there and you were listening, I didn't want, but I took because underline it, I'd never faced that man because we've been friends. And being friends with him, I've seen what he's done and who he has faced and who he has beat and who he's got, who has helped him get to where he is and why he's so known. So I could retaliate. I'm going to stay unbiased. I can retaliate, but I think the point about me and I'm just retired. That was it. I came out for one. I helped my company, my show, have another match, I suppose, and got the honour to wrestle RJ. Kurt, can I say it? You've got the honour to face RJ. I'll make sure I'm going to have to send a message over to the PWE guys, but Ross is a very respected champion. I'm pretty sure if he says it's okay, they'll be okay with it. Okay, Kurt, it's happening. Right, I'm sorry for taking over that. Sitting here
Oh,
in my brand
I
new Talk to Dogs hoodie that hopefully will be available for merchandise very soon. Do you like that, Mr. Dexter? I'm a showman too. Kurt, talk to me.
I,
Am I
I
wrong
mean,
for agreeing to that?
I don't think you're wrong at all, mate. I mean, like I say, even before we got these two guys on this call today, the fact that Skip was going to need to have his surgery did throw a spanner in the works. The very aptly timed, to the extent I am at least 50% certain that this is all some kind of elaborate ruse of the Darlings going their separate ways, actually solved the problem
Hadn't
for
thought
us
about
in
that.
some way. Because, yes, the immediate obvious management decision is, hey, we've got these two guys who are going to be in a tag match. Let's just make it a singles now. Now, if you're asking if I've got an issue with upping the prestige of this match even more by putting the title into the picture, I have absolutely no problem with that fact. Right, you've been very diplomatic on this front. You know, there's
I'm
a reason
trying.
you're the there's a
I'm
reason you're the
trying.
boss man
My
with
my
the
buttons
with
do get pushed, and I'm dealing with some anger issues. I'm
yeah
just learning how to keep
yeah
them
you've
calm.
you've shown a lot of restraint. Yeah, there's a reason you're the boss man.
But I don't need because I don't
Um,
need to. I don't need to take any comments and move forward because
yeah, I'm
I mean on my screen I'm looking at the guy. You know what I mean? He's
yeah. I mean,
that, the champion.
I'm potentially not going to show as much restraint in relation to this because I am going to take a little bit of umbrage to the wannabe comment because RJ, firstly, like you said, not a wannabe, retired, coming out of retirement, and RJ. If we want to talk about wannabes here, if we really want to go down the wannabe route, even if I concede that Ryan is a wannabe in the biggest quotation marks possible, RJ came out victorious in his match, whereas, well, we want to talk about potential wannabe wrestlers. You got stunned by a streamer.
You got 10 seconds to apologize before the camera is off.
I'll apologise for him because I've got a better idea. I've got another idea. This is a title match. We want to ensure that we have a referee, not someone a special referee. I'll also ensure because again, we didn't bring the GMs here to get involved with this because you had the issue. So what we'll do is I'll make sure that they are far away from this match. They will not.
Lovely.
They're no way from this match.
I'm inclined to
That
agree.
is a promise. So there's your apology.
Thank you.
You've got the match. RJ, everything okay with this on your front so far?
This sounds great to me. Since PWE has been on a bit of a hiatus this year, I'm just looking for opportunities to defend this championship. So and where better place than back with you guys again? Like you said, we'll talk to Pro Wrestling East tomorrow. We'll see what they say. I'm sure they won't have a problem with this. I don't have a problem with this. If I've got to defend it against someone the likes of Mr. Dexter here, then so be it. One show down and I'm already 2 for 2. So, in 2 shows, it'll be a third victory. RJ still walks away with the gold.
And what an opportunity to face me, RJ.
Mr. Dexter, just remind me, how long have you been a showman in the wrestling world? How long have you been in the wrestling world?
Oh, just feel like my lifetime I've been doing this, Feels like a lifetime. You can't count the years, the days, the times. I think you should really ask me how I'm feeling right at this moment, Ryan. I think you should tell me how I feel.
Okay, you've got it. You've got your PWE Championship match. It's going to happen at Back in Time,
Yes.
October 26th, Basildon Sport and Leisure Club, or as we like to call it, Basildon Square Garden. You like that? That's a showmanship name. It's happening. Mr. Dexter, you're in a title match with a British legend, RJ Singh. I've been there. I mean, I know how that feels. So how do you feel?
For once in my life, I have someone who needs me. Someone I needed so long. For once, unafraid, I know where life leads me. No, I'll belong. For once, I can touch what my heart used to dream of. Long before I knew someone warm like you, RJ, to make my dreams come true. Does that answer your question, Ryan? Does that answer your question?
Um,
It raises so many others.
yeah, I think, yeah, I agree. Answers one. There's a lot there.
Awkward.
RJ, I probably dread to ask this. How are you feeling? Oh my God, how are you feeling?
I, I, I didn't prepare a song, and thank you, Mr. Dexter, for that. But yeah, you've got your title match, man. You want your title match. Consider it done.
Thank you, and don't worry about Sinker. I know where your talent lies anyway. You just got that one talent, I think.
One talent.
Which is more I can say
One.
about Ryan and Kurt for that example, really. I mean, talent. You can't even speak on a podcast sometimes,
Okay,
I
okay.
mean,
Mr. Dexter, I think you're gonna have to watch it. You're kind of heading towards biting the hand that feeds. So just maybe.
really, I was speaking about feet, and my son Seth can't even stand on 1 feet alone now, can't he?
Yeah, okay, that's not actually funny. Like he's actually had to have. I was around. I went and saw him today. He's completely laid out on the sofa. He can't even walk for like 2 weeks. So
Oh, RJ,
I can
RJ,
appreciate what you're trying here, but it's
RJ,
work.
RJ, you should listen before you can speak. Your kids don't want you to see you get injured the next show. They don't want you to see you return, and that be your only return ever. Now, RJ, is that right? What
Yeah,
are your poor kids will say?
maybe I just give you a little bit of advice, Mr. Dexter. Like maybe
Go
you
on.
don't mention my kids. Maybe you keep my kids like names out of your mouth. That would really benefit you going into this match.
How about joke, RJ? How
No,
about
no, I
joke?
don't. No, I don't
No,
think
no,
you want
you
to hear
want to
this
hear
joke.
this joke. You
No,
want to
no,
hear
I think
this
we've had
joke,
enough.
RJ.
I think
Go on, you
can
want
we
to hear
cut
this
his
joke.
feed?
What do you get when an experienced young
I
man
don't care.
face a very unpredictable psychotic gentleman on the next show Talk with Dogs? You get what you deserve, RJ!
Has he? I think he's okay.
That was weird. That was intense.
That was
I'm not gonna lie.
there's
That's
you RJ, you know me. There's a very few times I can't speak on especially in a podcast on my podcast. That was different.
that was. He's made this super awkward. I mean, look. Let's still go ahead with the match. I'm still going to do a match, but you guys got to start vetting some of your talent because this, I'm not sure Mr. Dexter's all there.
Do me a favour. Listen. Again, I'm staying unbiased. Go do what RJ does at this match. That's all I'm asking.
And do you know what? I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy to let the veteran do some vetting at this point. You know, so far in a TDW ring, Mr. Dexter has wrestled a man who's in the UK for the first time and a man who's making his live audience debut. And, you know, credit to the Pond Bros, tore the house down. I am admittedly, despite everything that's been said, curious to see what happens when Mr. Dexter gets in the ring with the man who's done quite a lot that can be done in this industry. Let's put it that way.
I mean, Mr. Dexter likes his show. Hopefully, one of the shows he's watched before is British Boot Camp, TNA British Boot Camp. You know, TNA, company that's done quite well for themselves. Yeah. I did a name drop for you, RJ. Did you like that?
I loved it. I loved it.
But yeah, I'm
I
generally
just
not sure.
guarantee you
That went
this. You
so
know,
weird.
Mr. Dexter likes to refer himself as Mr. D, but by the end of that match, he's going to be Mr. DDT.
Someone that knows what that feels like. Oh, I can't wait for this match. I can't. I generally can't. And you know, I'm stick to my point. I'm a man of my word. GMs will not be involved, but I feel like, and I'll keep. We maybe not me, but us. We need to keep an eye on because, as we mentioned, there were some tricks before the feigning of an injury and stuff like that. So here's a showman. We'll just make sure this is straight down the middle.
Yeah.
The referee gets involved, then yeah, I don't know what else to say, but we'll have a referee, no special ref. It's just straightforward. This is a title match.
Yeah.
This is about you two.
Standard ref, no involvement from the GMs, no outside interference. I will allow Skip to be in your corner because man should have been in the match in the first place anyway. And I want him to be involved in the show in some capacity, but we are going to be dead.
Sure there is no showmanship about the fact that man could not get in a ring and do any damage to anyone right now. He's in a lot of pain.
But we're going to be hot on this. You know, like I say, despite everything from the last few minutes, Mr. Dexter does still have a point. The man does deserve to have a fair opportunity. So yeah, we're going to call this down the middle. No outside interference, no involvement from anyone who should not be in there. And this is coming from two members of the board. If there is any outside interference, and even if we miss it on the day, we'll be watching the tapes, there will be repercussions. This is going to go one-on-one, PWE men's title, RJ Singh versus Showtime Mr. Dexter at Back in Time, 26th of October.
Get your tickets now, right now, because, do you know what? It's probably a good time to mention that we just dropped the price a little bit because we realised that when you go into the shop and it's costing you £20, literally like I did just before I started recording, went to the shop and it cost me £20 for some chocolate bread, a couple of pot noodles, some bits for the kids' lunch that was not 5 years ago, £20 worth of food. We helped out and we've dropped the prices. So go check out the link. It will be down below. It will be everywhere, wherever you're seeing this clip. Prices for Back in Time have now dropped, and there are still the t-shirt combos. And you never know. I mean, we've got merchandise. Hopefully, you'll be able to save some money for the merchandise on the day. And yeah, let's wrap things up, because this will be added into whatever episode we record next. We don't need to do all the promo stuff like that. We'll leave it like that. RJ, thank you for being there.
Pleasure.
Mr. Dexter, if you're watching this back, thank you for being here and making it an experience I've never been through in my life. And I've been through some. See you later.